Alright, so I'm Jordan from Island Web Design. I'm actually at home this time because there was like a gathering or something going on in my office. Couldn't record there. I'm going to show you exactly how we build our custom content management system for our web design clients in Sanity with Astro, which by the way is how we allow our clients to be able to update their websites themselves, no matter their tech skill level. I'm always talking about it in my ads. It's way better than WordPress. But all of the tutorials for this kind of stuff online are based around React and NextJs. But if you're building static sites, then you end up down a massive rabbit hole of articles, which is how I learned, so trust me, I know. In the last video, I did a massive deep dive into a real client web design project. I took you guys through my design software, into my code base, and into the content management system. And people always ask me how we build the content management system. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we set up the Sanity project with Astro, exactly how we fetch the content into the front end and actually build out a section. This is part of a video series, so I'm going to go way more in depth in future videos and show you exactly how we turn Sanity into basically a website builder for our clients. So if you can pay attention for 37 minutes, and by the way, if you can't, then you wouldn't be able to build this anyway, then this is definitely the video for you. Alright, so I'm actually at home filming this because there was a meeting or a gathering or something going on at my office, so I wasn't able to record there. So I'm going to take you through, in the last video I went through a real client web design project. I spoke about the content management system, I spoke about my design process, everything. It seemed to be really popular. But loads of people asked to see how I actually build the custom Sanity content management system, because as people pointed out, and I agree with this, there are React tutorials everywhere on how to do it in React. There are Next.js tutorials everywhere, but there aren't really any Astro tutorials on how to integrate Sanity properly. And apart from the React and Next, I mean, that's really all the Sanity tutorials you get if you want to go in depth with this stuff. So I'm going to be going way more in depth in this Sanity series. In this one, I'm literally going to build this real client landing page in front of you. So this is a website for a client of mine. This website went live like 2 days ago. So I'm basically just going to recreate this design, the hero section of this design in Astro and Sanity to show you exactly how you build the content management system and how you integrate it in Astro, right? I'm not going to do any cuts. I'm literally just going to show you what I do. So if we go into VS Code here, I've set up the web folder already. So this is Astro, yeah, because it's just a basic normal Astro setup. The only difference in here, in the config file, is you have your Sanity integration. So obviously you want to install all this stuff. I'm going to have this in the description, but you just want to make sure that in your Astro file, you install SAS, you install Sanity, React Player, React DOM. I mean, I'm going to put this in the description. I'm not going to read it out to you. If you want to pause the video and see it, you can, but I'm going to put it in the description. So you just want to install these dependencies in your web folder, which is your Astro project, right? Just by running npm install down here in the terminal. So like I say, the Astro project is set up, and we've just got a basic layout here, which just has all the meta tags and stuff, and it has a header and a footer in. So what I'm actually going to do is, actually, I'll tell you what. We'll keep the header and the footer. Actually, I'll tell you what, we'll get rid of the header and footer, and I'll show you how we do this from scratch. So let me just quickly, I'll get rid of the header, get rid of the footer. This might be a longer video, but I'm really going to go into depth about how exactly you would build this, yeah? So, just go up here, and keep that. I'm going to get rid of these queries as well, because I mean, I'll show you exactly how I write the queries. We'll keep the props. We don't need the import. So the first thing that happens in the web folder, right, and this is actually one of the really juicy parts, where we have our library, our lib folder here, yeah? And we have this API file. So in the API file, what I'm doing is I'm importing the Sanity client from Sanity client. And then all you're doing is you're exporting an async function, right? I name mine get Sanity. Ideally name yours get Sanity as well, but you can name it whatever you want, like fetch Sanity, whatever, yeah? And this takes the query as an argument. So when you call this function, you will give it the query as an argument. I'm going to show you exactly how we do that anyway. And then in here, I'm just declaring a constant response equals, and then obviously I've got an await inside here, or await inside async, sanity client.fetch query, and I want to return the response. So that is our library function that we're going to be using for every time we call the Sanity API, right? And then I've got URL for image here. I'm importing the Sanity client again, and I'm importing the URL builder from Sanity image URL. And what this does is, normally when you query an image from Sanity, you get all this metadata of an image, but you don't get the URL, and you have to like resolve the reference to get the URL. But this just does that for you. So we've got this function to make sure we can always access the URLs of the images we need. The other two in here you don't need. I mean, I just use these miscellaneously for like YouTube videos and stuff. So once you've got those files in there, I'm going to have the link to a Git repo with this stuff in the description, by the way. And then in the styles folder, I've just got like fonts declared, the reset declared and the variables. I mean, that is really it. And all I'm actually going to do is just pull up the actual client project and just bring in the fonts into the public folder there. Oh, I've already got them. Okay, that's fine. We've already got the fonts. That was all we needed. So all I'm actually going to do from here, the first thing we're going to do is create the Sanity project, which is actually, this is where we really start building the CMS, right? So I'm just going to pull my terminal up here so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing, and I'm just going to take my drink off the table because I will end up spilling it. Right, okay, so first you want to cd out of the web folder, make sure you're at the root, and then we want to run npm create. I'm going to have all this in the description as well, by the way, but npm create sanity at latest. Excuse my spelling mistakes, sanity at latest. And then, is it okay to proceed? Yes, it is. And then it's just going to install some shit, walk us through some stuff. I'll explain it all as we go. This is the annoying part, is waiting for packages to install. But like I said, I don't want to do any cuts and stuff. I want you guys to like actually understand how this kind of thing is actually built. So really, I think it may ask us if we plan to use TypeScript, but apart from that, it's just going to... Yeah, here we go. So we want to create... Oh, no, it does that. Okay, so we've got a setup. So you want to create a new project. Let's name it. I'm going to name this Paragon Test. We don't want to attach it to an organization. Do we want to use the default dataset configuration? Yes, we do, and that means our dataset will be called production. Yes. Oh, I should have said, if you guys don't already have a Sanity account, you'll be prompted to log in. I'll leave the link in the description where you can create a free account. Project output path, we want this to be at /studio, and we want an empty, clean project with no predefined schemas. And so this means that at our root here, which is our mono repo, we'll have the web folder. We've got some stuff at the root, just prettier and stuff, a couple packages, and then we'll have our studio folder, which will have Sanity. Do we intend to write TypeScript? No, we don't, but it's going to tell us that it uses TypeScript anyway. So I don't know why it asks. npm you want to use, and it will just install the packages. Wait for that to install. Like I said, I'm going to go a lot deeper into like really complex and elaborate things that we do with this content management system in the future. Full page builder, I mean, we're doing all sorts. But right now, I'm just going to show you like the fundamentals, how it works, how you can actually build one of these things and fetch the content into your front end, which is really the most valuable thing. When this just takes so long to install. I mean, we can start working on this folder really now. So in the Sanity config file, so the first thing we want to do is more packages, which are going to be in the description and in the GitHub repo. So let me just pull up the old and then go into the studio folder here and just get all the packages. So these are just miscellaneous plugins and stuff that we use. So we've got like, we'll just take all this. Do we need these dev dependencies? Yeah, we're going to need all of that. So we'll just take all of this. Let's bring it into this package.json here. Put it at the top. I just want to make sure we get the correct version of Sanity. 3.340. Save that. And then once the packages, I might have interfered with it then because I've just changed the package.json file while it's installing, but we'll see. I'm going to run npm install again with all the new packages. And what we've got in here is like the Sanity client, Sanity code input, Google Maps input. I'll leave a link to all these plugins. These are just different miscellaneous plugins for doing different things. Sanity icons. All of that kind of stuff, and we'll touch on all this in future videos when I show you how to really use this stuff. So if we just cd into the studio folder, I'm just going to run npm install legacy peer deps latest. I find when you're in the Sanity folder, you always have to use legacy peer deps because of like conflicting dependencies, but I've never had to use legacy peer deps in the web folder on the Astro side. And the reason we put latest is because we copied the package.json from the old project. The packages might be updated by now, and we always want to use the latest version of Sanity and stuff. This shouldn't take too long, but to be fair, we did completely change the package.json file, so it might take a little while to update. I'm sure it just changed the file then. So we've got the latest version of Sanity, which is cool, and that's all installed. Loads of vulnerabilities. We can ignore the vulnerabilities, really. I mean, they're just conflicting dependencies. So I've got that now, and I mean, what we do here is I have some very basic schemas that I always write. So I'm actually going to just make this schema from scratch to show you. So in here, these are going to be my objects. The first thing I'm going to do is create a file called customimage.js, and in here, I'm going to export default. Mine went blank then. I should know this stuff like the back of my hand. Turns out Copilot does know it like the back of its hand. By the way, for anybody that doesn't know, this here is my AI coding assistant, Copilot. It's not really anything fancy. Everybody's got Copilot now, but it's extremely helpful. And I can just take its suggestion. So name, custom image, title image, type image with a hotspot and alt text. So yeah, that's really exactly what I wanted. I mean, is highlighted isn't actually, I think that's deprecated. But that's what we wanted. So it just means that every time we use an image, we'll use this, and it has alt, like an alt tag always with it to make sure that we always get the alt text from the client. And the other thing that we always use would be, just going to schemas here. I mean, as you can see how mad this gets built out. But I mean, really the things you use, custom image, I wouldn't use really any of that for this project. I'm just looking, I'm wondering where the custom image, which folder that's in. Oh, here we go. Normal text would be the only other one that we always use. So see this here, normal text. I'm going to pull it over and show you exactly what it is anyway. And this is like a portable text editor. So to be fair, we're not going to use any of these decorators. So let's just get rid of the decorators. And then down here, what we're actually going to do is just get rid of all the mentions of decorators. Like that. And in here, this, as you can see, this is normal text. I'll show you what this looks like in Sanity. But this is a text editor where the client can come in, they can type in it, they can choose whether they want a H1, a H2, they can use bold, italic. It's like a portable text editor, rich text, add a divider, so they can like have really customizable text. Rather than just being able to type normal text, they can highlight parts, do all sorts, right? So that's one of the default ones we use as well. And what you want to do is come into your index file and just make sure that both of those are imported. And see how it's imported at the top? You want custom image and you want normal text, like that. Bang. What you and now you just want to come in here, take this Sanity project ID, and go into your web folder, into your Astro config file, and just put it here. And then the other thing you want to do, if I just go into the other folder here, you know we imported like a load of packages and stuff. If we just go into the Sanity config file, we're going to import. This is the only one we're going to use for now, is the media browser. Sanity media browser, which I'm pretty sure we've installed. Let's go into the config file. I'm going to import the media browser, and I'm just going to bang. And now I'll show you exactly what that is. So let's run this now. npm run dev. Let's hope this works. There we go. Just close all this. I'm going to have to log in. I log in with GitHub, but whatever you log in with. Oh, I got a free upgrade, did I? Great. So you see this media tag here? What I've done is I've installed the Sanity plugin for media browser, and this means up here you've got like a complete media browser where you can upload all your assets. So what we're actually going to do is just upload some images I exported from Figma. Test video. There's 2 SVGs and 2 images for this hero section. I'm just going to upload them in here. It means we can deal with all our media in one place. And then in structure here, you see this media tag? So I'm going to pull in a desk structure. So what you want to do is you basically want to, let me get that other project up. I've got a file in here called desk structure, and what this does is this determines how the Sanity like list looks and all that. You can really customize this studio. So I go into components. Actually, let me just bring the whole folder over. I've got my desk structure here. So I'm going to delete most of this. And all you really actually want to do in this desk structure, like I'm going to do a whole video on the desk structure, but all you really want to do for now is delete everything that's in here apart from one of them, but comment it out, because all I'm going to use it for is a guide for the next one when I explain what this is. But for now, all you want to do is get rid of all of these. You just want to s.document type list items .filter. I'm going to put the reference to this API in the description so you guys know what's actually going on, right? But all I'm doing is filtering through the list items and removing media.tag because I don't want that here. So now, why has that not worked? Oh, sorry, my bad. Go into your Sanity config, and inside structure, you just want to go structure. Is that how you do it? I'm going to have to refresh my own memory on what the syntax is for that. Oh, yeah, no, I was doing it right. You just need to put it in an object. So we're going to say in here that structure is desk structure. Oh, I'm missing a comma or something. What's going on here? I'm just going to take this. Right, let's rub this out. Something's gone wrong with the syntax. And then let's come over here. We're going to take structure tool. We're going to replace it. I'm just going to make sure that we import the dash structure. There we go. And all that's going to do for now is filter out the media tags. We don't have the media tag here. And we're going to create our very first page, to be honest. So let's go in here into schema types. Let's go pages. I'm going to explain how this works. So we're going to have a home page. And this home page is going to be an array of sections. Each section is a section on the page, and that means you can just drag and drop sections around the array to reorder them, and you've effectively got a page builder. So I'll show you that on the very basic level here. So let's create the page. Home.js, export default name, home, title is home, type is document. Yeah, type is document for this one. And then the fields are going to be, you're going to want a title. It's going to be of type string. And it's going to have a title of title. And then at the same time, you also want to make this read only, so they can't change it. And set the initial value to home. And all that's going to mean is they can't change the title. This is going to always say home, so they know it's the home page, right? And then the next section in here is literally going to be name, sections, and it's going to be the array, right? Title, sections, I'll actually give that a capital because it's the title. It's going to be an array. And for now, it's going to be an array of nothing, so let's just delete all this. So for now, it's just going to be an empty array. And then what we're going to do is we're going to import home in here, like so. And now if I show you over here, what we now have is this home. And we can create one. But the problem is, right, we don't want to like create home and have a big list of home pages down here, because there's only going to be one home page. So that's what dash structure is for. So in the dash structure, what you do, just comment this out. Basically, I'm going to put the code as I said in the description. So let's say home page. This is just a list item with a title, right? Paragon Studio. Let's import this React icon. Actually, let's just get rid of the icon. We don't need the icon. And then in here, we get inside the list item's child is going to be a list called home page as well. Oh, wait, no, it's not. All we want is this part. Just realized. We're going to call this home page. We're going to get rid of the icon. And then all we want is home, and the document ID can be home. And now, ooh, what's happened here? So firstly, we want to filter out the other home page. See if that works. No, I'll have a look in the Paragon one. There's usually, with these dash structures, all you actually want, right, is that. And it needs to be part of the items, okay. Like that. I'm going to call it home page. We don't need an icon. I'm going to call it home. And the document ID is going to be home as well. That's it. And now here you see, we've got the home page, but there's no list. We just have the home page, which means that, you know, because as I said, we don't want a big list of home pages. There's only going to be one of them. And we have sections here. So what we actually need to do is create a section. A section will be an object. So what you would do, come into your schema types here, into objects, hero.js, export default. And for this hero section, I mean, if we look at the design, right, we've got let's start with the title block. We've got a title block, yeah? So what do we want for this? So first, let's say name. No, sorry, first, this is the hero. Title is hero. It's an object. And the fields are, well, first, we're going to have a title. It's going to be a title of type string, yeah? And the next field would be that tag that's on top of the title as well. And that's actually going on top of the title, so let's just order them correctly. And after that would be the text, which we're going to use normal text, which is, you know, that object we created before, so I'll be able to show you exactly how that works. put the title with a capital, name title, and this is of type normal text because it's an object. So you can create objects and then you can reference them as types. And I'll show you how that works. So make sure you always import this in your index file. And, oh, it's an object, so it doesn't show up in the list. Then what you need to do, just close all these files, because we've got loads of files open here. You need to go into your home page and in the sections array, type hero, like that. And now, you can add one of these hero sections. So, let's go over to the design and get the content. First we'll take this tag, and that is the tag obviously. Then we'll take this title, that is the title. And then you know I said about the normal text, so the way that works is let's just take this little bit of text here. And let's say like we want to put sparkling as highlighted, I can highlight it, or I might want to make it a H1 or a block code, so we can do loads, you can add images in here, dividers and everything, but for now we just want basic text. So we've got that title block now added there, right? What we're going to do next is go back into the hero and just make sure we're actually able to add the image. So, name image, title image, it's going to be of type custom image, and I'll show you what the custom image we created was. Let's go back in here now. See this image, see how it has alt text and you can add alt text? Well, that's why we use that. And if you go into the media we uploaded before, we can get this image. And what we're going to say is we'll just give it alt text, so it will be Paragon performing cleaning on a local Jersey house. So we got the image in there now, right? And then that I'll publish that. But what I'll show you quickly, if we're going to talk about fetching it and all that, is you see how the preview is a bit shit, like we just got this file here. What you want to do is in here, you just want to, I wonder if it's going to, yeah, see, it knows what I want. Preview, select, and then you want the title to be title and the media to be image, right? And this is based on the name of the field. And then see how we got a nice preview here now? So as you can imagine, once loads of sections start to build up in here, it's really cool that you can just drag them around, reorder them, you can see the whole page in one place, so it's effectively like a page builder. So that's how I actually built the section in Sanity, right? But what's actually important is how you fetch that into the front end. So I'm going to show you how you actually fetch this stuff into the front end and allow for reordering sections and all that kind of stuff. So what you're actually going to want to do is first go into your, close the studio folder, go into your web folder, into the Astro config file. Actually, no, you don't want to be in that Astro config file. Let's go into our source folder, into our pages and into our index. We don't want any of this. We're going to put our layout that we made before. We're going to pass it a title. We'll just, for now, just call it Paragon. Description equals Paragon as well. And then, in here, just for a second, I'm just going to put a H1 that says hello. So, if we actually run that, I'm going to open a new tab in my terminal. I'm going to cd web, npm run dev, and hopefully start this dev server. Open the Astro project, and see, hello. Now we need to make sure the fonts, it doesn't look like the fonts are linked correctly, so style.scss. What is it? It's // yeah, styles/style.scss. Why are we not getting the font? Wondering why we've got the wrong fonts in there. Paragon. Let's close this. We want the actual fonts for this project. I'm going to replace. There we go. Now we should have the right font. Yeah, there we go, see? So, I'll show you how you fetch the content in. So let's start by going into our Astro components. And we're going to need to make a components folder. And I'm going to make one called hero.astro. And in here, the way Astro, I'm not here to teach you how Astro works, to be honest, but you'll probably learn something about that while this is going on. So, in here we want this to be a main. I like to use a wrapper. We're going to have a left. The left is going to be the dot title block. Inside the title block, we're going to have a H4, which would be the tag. So you're going to have ESLint errors for now until we do the next step. Then you're going to have a H1, which would be the title. And then underneath here, you're going to have a portable. Oh, one other default file we need to bring in that I bring in for every single project is your portable text body. which I will show you, and this is an Astro component. And you also need to bring in your portable text components, which are actually a React file. These are portable text components. I'll leave them in the description. I'm sure you guys all know how portable text works, so this is just making sure that all of the text is rendered correctly with the correct bold and the correct italic and all that kind of stuff. So, and then portable text body is literally just a div with a class of body. I can delete that. That has a portable text component in, which I'm importing from this package that we installed earlier, right? And I'm passing it the components and the value of body. So I'll show you how that works anyway, right? So in here, you want to put your portable text body in here, like that, and you want to give it a body of text and a components of components. And then we're just going to go up here. In Astro you use front matter, as I'm sure you guys know, so we'll write some front matter, and I'm basically going to go const tag title text equals astro.props. My bad, sorry guys. Like that. And then I'm going to make sure that I import portable text body. That's completely wrong. Just like that, and it'll be .astro. That's definitely right. Do you know what I like to actually do when it does this and the autofill stops working? I like to close that, and just reopen it, and I swear to God the autofill will be working. There's the Paragon test. Pull open the terminal. Oh, my bad. CD web, and just start the server again. Seriously, if your thing where, like, you know, when ESLint, like, or whatever it is, helps you, like, it does autofill and it imports stuff for you, if that stops working, just restart the server. I'm just going to start Sanity again. And then what I'm going to do is open it up. So that's our file here, right? Cool. Now let's go back to where we were. Make sure that we import these components. Oh, sorry, that's why. That's my fault. Like that. My portable text components, like that. And now we've got that. And then we just want to make sure that the right side has the image. And the way that we call, you remember I showed you the image URL function? I'll show you how that works. You go URL for image. Like that. It's a function. You pass the image in, and you want the URL. And then in the alt, you're going to want image.alt. And you're also going to want to declare your image as a prop. And you should probably have your import statements first. Like that, right? So that's actually our hero section made. We haven't done any styling, but I'll do the styling in a sec, yeah? I'm also going to want to make a header. So here, I'm going to make a very basic header. .header wrapper. And then inside the header wrapper, we're going to have a logo, which will be an image. Oh no. And then all I'm going to do is bring in the logo that we exported earlier. Documents, test video. There's our logo. Going to put it in SVG. I'm going to copy the relative path into here. Just remove that part. And this is going to be the Paragon. I'm not going to bother putting a navigation in because that's nothing to do with Sanity or the CMS. And then I'm going to do style. I'm going to use SCSS. And I'm going to say header. Header wrapper. Width 100%. Max width 1512 pixels. Padding 1 rem, 4 rem. Display AIC, JCC, that should be all good. Oh, and then we want also the header to be position absolute with a Z index of like 1000. Yeah, so that's our header. And then what we're going to do is go over into the layout and just bring the header in. So in here in our layout, above our slot, header, like that. It's not important, so I'm going to go up here and go import header from, I keep saying felt. I don't know why it wants felt, but either way we're using Astro. There's the header. Now if we go over here now, see now we have the header. Still got hello up there, but see how we have the header now? So now I'm going to show you how you actually fetch this content, yeah? Let's close all this, and all we want to do is go into our index file, at the top here, we're going to go const here sections equals await get sanity, which is the function we made earlier, and the query is, this is how you structure a GROQ query. Yeah, you go backticks star curly normal brackets type, oh there we go, it's telling me now, equals section, no sorry, type does not equal section, type equals home. Yeah, all we want is that home page. And then I think we can probably just query it like that. And then what we'd actually do, right, if I just console out the sections just to make sure we're getting them. You see here now we've got this home page, and you see we've got the sections object right there, yeah? So that's it, it's fetched in. I'll show you how we render it. I like to do switch statements. This is how you make the sections reorderable. And I'll tell you now, this is what I do. You ready? We need a switch statement. This is my AI assistant. A switch statement to map through sections and render a component based on the result. For now, the only option is hero based on section dot type, and the component is called hero. And we'll just get a switch statement of how to of exactly mapping through. It's so, honestly, I know that everybody has Copilot and stuff, but it is still awesome. This saves me so much time because I'd have to write all this. Put that in. And now we've got a switch statement. So what happens is we're mapping through the sections. Ooh, no, we want to map through sections dot. Let me just comment that out a minute. What did we console log? So it's going to be section dot. It's going to be section 0. See, AI is not always right. Well, to be honest, I didn't explain it right, but dot sections. That's what you want to map through. Like that. And basically what we're doing is we're mapping through the sections, and we're checking the section dot type. If it equals hero, we're rendering the hero and passing all the props in, yeah? Like that. If we go here. Okay, so could not import URL for image. Alright, let's have a look. So we're in here and we go dot dot slash. Oh, it's going to be one more dot dot slash. Isn't it? Well, from where then? Kind of weird. So you guys get to see how I actually debug this then. What I'm going to do is go into the hero. I'm going to say console.log image. Ah, in the portable text components. Let me dig into this really. Oh, it's in the portable text. Okay, we got it. In portable text components, we'll go dot dot slash lib slash URL for image. That should be working. Oh, that's fine. There you go. See that? Now we've got all our content rendered in from Sanity, and that means the client can literally just come in, change stuff, and all that. So that's basically how that works, but I'll show you how I style it as well. So, into the hero here, and I'm going to try and style it without even looking, and this is something I do very naturally now, so language equals CSS. And what we want to do is we want to say main.wrapper is display flex, it's a line item center, it's got a gap of 4 rem, and then dot left, it's going to be a width of 55%, and then inside dot title block, h4 is going to be a color of green, the h1 is going to be a color of black, and then if we go dot body, by the way, if you're trying to target the portable text component, you'll have to make this global. So that is global. P, just make, I don't know if I need anything on that, but let's have a look. Okay, so all we need is some margin really on the P. Go margin block, 2.5 rem 0, and then what we're going to do is go dot right, dot image, width 50%. Just so I can get it to the right size a sec. Okay, so we actually want that to be 100%. We just want this to be bigger and then make the right 40%. Put a bit of border radius on that image as well. Like that. And get some buttons in. Normally I'd make a button component, and we do actually have styling for that, but for now, for this, I'm just going to go button, cleaning services, and we should already have the styling for it. No, we don't. That's weird. Oh well, either way, let's do it here. So we go into left. We've got the A, button, border radius, a 4 rem, padding, 0.75 rem, 2 rem, background color, blue, color, white. Is there anything else? Border, none. That's fine. Button looks fine. Margin block, 3.5 rem, 0. By the way, I always use margin block instead of like margin top, because that's like the logical way to do it, because if you're reading right to left, let's say someone's reading in another language, it will still work how you intended it to. So yeah, and then look at that. And now, I mean, I haven't added the header properly and stuff, but I really just wanted to show you guys like how we're actually pulling in content from the Sanity content management system. So now that means that the client can just come to this link, go to each page. There's loads more we do, and I'll show you a lot more of the elaborate stuff we do in future videos. But for now, that's how we actually like create content and let the clients edit their content and pull it into the front end. So I really hope you guys found this valuable, because in future videos I'm going to show you how to do all sorts from building. I mean, I actually built a full website builder for a guy recently, and he can do, I mean, he can upload all his blogs, he can upload YouTube videos, he can add custom contact forms himself, he can add new team members, create new pages himself, and all this stuff. So we're really going to dive into all of that. This time I just kind of wanted to show you guys the fundamentals, so you can get an understanding of what it is and how it kind of works. And hopefully you guys can get some value from this, start digging around, copying what I did and trying to use it in some of your own projects. Alright, so I hope that was helpful. I'm literally going to be going so much more in depth in future videos, showing you guys how we turn Sanity into a page builder, how we allow clients to like build out new pages, literally do like everything that you like should be able to do easily in WordPress, you can do when ours is fully built out. So I'm going to be diving way deeper into that in future videos. So make sure you subscribe. And in other future videos, we're going to be diving way more behind the scenes in Island Web Design and just showing you guys how we operate our Island Web Design, which by the way is a real web design agency. I've got like over 80 clients on my client list. So if you're trying to grow your agency or you're just interested in this kind of stuff, then you should definitely subscribe. Thanks for watching.